Hey, what's happening, people? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode, another installment, another issue of Messages in the Madness with yours truly. Yep, it's me, Vernon Longhorn Davis. I'm here. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you've had a great week, a marvelous week, a fantastic week. I just noticed that my hair is green. That is not a good thing to have green hair. I don't think that is. So let's see if we can fix that. Yeah, we're not going to fix the green hair tonight. No, we're not. So we're just going to change the background. There we go. And now we're just going to have an outline of green. How about that? But anyway, so I've been working on a few things, trying to change up the show a little bit, working on the new background. There's not enough time in the day. There's just not enough time in the day. But we're going to get there. We are. And I appreciate y'all stopping in. Facebook, we're on YouTube Live, and we're on LinkedIn. So, yeah, I got to watch my manners. Yeah, I got to pay attention to what I say because, well, y'all know I don't say nothing bad, no way. But welcome. Messages in the Madness. I did miss y'all last week because I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, but I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't wrap my hands around what I wanted to talk about. So I just threw in the towel and didn't do it. And somebody said, yeah, it was because the Cowboys lost. Had nothing to do with it, James. I just decided not to do the show. So thank y'all for stopping in. Hey, Mr. Ned. Hey, daughter. Brother James, good to see you. I see some of y'all lurking back there in the background. Do me a favor. Be sure you hit like and love. Let me know that you stopped by. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, Miss Coley, good to see you as well. And like I say, tonight we are, so, do me a favor, share the message if you like the message. Uh, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're live on LinkedIn. So we're growing. We're growing. We're getting some more people taking a look and everything. So let me see. Where was Longhorn this week? On the day job, I was in Detroit, Kalamazoo, Chicago, and Milwaukee. Yeah, brother was moving around. And then Friday night, I did a show in Quincy for veteran suicide prevention. Shout out to Richard Elson Peter, Jacob Mesmer, together with Tri State Veterans, American Legion Post 37, Down Home Pub and Eatery, Charlotte Dabney, and Jake Gill, which was the band who played. Shout out to all of them. It was a great time. The place was sold out. Yes, it was sold out. And I just thank Quincy for supporting our veterans in need. We raised money to help veterans and veterans suicide prevention. So that was a great thing. Hey, Kobe, good to see you, sir. This week, Longhorn will be performing in Bloomfield, Missouri. I'll post the details on that. But with that, I'm gonna get straight into the message. Again, don't forget to hit like or love. Let me know that you stopped by. Let me know you checked out the message. I'd greatly appreciate it. But we're gonna get into the message, and the message this week is reasons and seasons. And the truth is, as we go through life, we meet people, we spend time with them, and you know, they're in our lives for a reason and for a season. We don't know how long that season will be or what the reason is that they're there, until usually after they're gone. We don't know. Then we look back and realize what we learned from them because we do learn something from everyone that we encounter. We take a little bit of something from everybody that we cross paths with. Sometimes the reason is a few minutes. I mean, the season is a few minutes. Sometimes it's a lifetime. No one knows how long that season is going to be or what that reason is that they're in your life. Hey, big baby sis, good to see you, baby. Love that beautiful picture you sent me. You know, during this week's travel, I met three individuals that really stuck out and they really stood out in my brain. And yeah, they were very interesting because I did some things that I normally wouldn't do. One, I've never flown out of O'Hara Airport. Two, I've never catching the tram at O'Hara. Never did that. And then I went to a dealership that after I got off work, I went to go visit some friends. But during the week's travel, I met these three individuals, and they just really stuck with me. And I mean, our paths crossed momentarily, but it took something. I took something from them that I thought I'd share with y'all tonight. So yeah. Now, mind you, I do learn a lot from y'all, and I appreciate every one of y'all. Each and every one of y'all, I do appreciate. And those of y'all that I have met in person, I've given something to you. You've given something to me, and it's been a privilege to encounter you in person. But and I'm probably taking some things from you, and I actually cherish them from each and every one of you. I do. So personally, I do believe that we learn something from everyone, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. We do. And we take that throughout our lives, and it allows us to avoid situations because we have learned that this may not be the direction that we want to go or the type of person we want to interact with for a prolonged period of time. Yeah, we learn from our past. We do. If you don't, if you it would say you're gonna do it again if you don't learn the first time. But the thing I believe I enjoy the most about meeting people, new people, is listening to their stories. Often we're able to learn something about their strength, their courage, or their inner being that allows them to be who they are. And quite often we can be inspired by their life stories. Other people sharing their stories with us allows us the opportunity to look within ourselves and find something similar to help us do what it is that we need or want to do in our lives. Yet, I challenge you to be your own first source of inspiration and motivation. Look inside of you for inspiration and motivation before you look to other people. But man, some people, they just stand out. For instance, it takes courage for a person to look at themselves and say, I need to make a change. Yeah, I need to make a change in my life. I need to whether it's weight loss or change the way they dress or maybe the way they comb their hair or cut the hair. Takes courage because people are used to doing things a certain way. And to look at themselves and say, maybe I need to change this about me. It takes courage. Yeah. You may not think so, but it does because people are used to doing things the way that they used to do it. Often when we see these people, you know, often when we see these people and they've made some drastic changes to themselves, it shows. You know, honestly, we should be the first one to let them know that we see that something different in them and that their hard work is paid off. Whether it was change the way they cut their hair, maybe they dyed it green, it looks better on them. Maybe they lost, a bunch of weight. Maybe they just changed the way they talk. But you got to let people know that this works, you know. Yeah. This is the reward for making that change in oneself when not only you recognize it, but others recognize it as well. And the changes you make often will give someone else the inspiration to do what they need to do in their lives. Sometimes people can look at you and go, man, I'm going to do what they did. And they'll ask you, hey, how did you do that? Why did you do that? How did you feel when you did that? And it catapults them into going ahead and moving forward into making some changes in their lives. Just want to say hey to a couple of my brothers from SDL Service Drive Live. Brother Marshall, thank you for stopping. Brother Daryl, thank you for stopping by. Hey, Miss Marion. Hey, Francine, good to see you as well. Glad you made it up that mountain. But so like I said, while I was traveling this week, I met three individuals. One was a GM exec. The other was an engineer who was with Ford that left there to start working with a new business, a business startup making flying boats. And the last one was a gentleman that went from being a porter to a service manager over five service shops in 20 years. These people inspired me with their resilience and the courage to step out on faith. Yeah, they stepped out on their faith, to follow their dreams no matter what happened and not turn back. This takes courage, tenacity, character, knowing yourself, and trust in the unknown and trusting in yourself. It's not easy. It's not an easy task to go from the known to the unknown with your livelihood. And that's what the one young man who left Ford, who had a guaranteed position as an engineer to go build boats. What? Are you serious? Oh, hell no. But he did it. To take a chance on yourself, to bet on yourself, many will not do that. So I do admire the ones, I admire these three. I appreciate the inspiration that I gather from them. I admire anybody that has the courage to bet on themselves, step out their comfort zone, and do something different. Because a lot of us won't. And that's the reason why we're stuck where we're stuck right now. Sorry, I had to say it. It was right here. I had to get it up. You know how you got to get that phlegm up out? Yes, I had to say it. So, hey, Sayon, good to see you. Hey, Annette, great to see you as well. Brother Roger from my SDL family, good to see you as well. You're right. Faith is the key. Now, the first person I met, the GM, the exec, he didn't introduce himself by name or by title. He just walked up to me and said, "Hey, you look like somebody important and somebody I think I need to know. May I shake your hand?" Man, I was honored. I was flattered. I had to take a step back, like, "Well, yes, sir." And I offered my hand with a smile. I didn't think he was trying to do anything bad to me. Actually, his body language told me it was all great. So with this, what he said to me, what this situation said to me is that he stepped out of his comfort zone and allowed his curiosity to meet someone and maybe learn something new from them that maybe he needed to know. Maybe he needed to know my life story or my story, and maybe he could get some inspiration from what I'm talking, from what I'm saying, from what I've been through. This is my opinion, of course. Uh, in my opinion, yeah, it was courageous of him. It was honorable and it was appreciated by me. He didn't have to say nothing to me. He didn't have to do anything, but he told me a little bit about his story. As we walked along, headed to our planes to head to our various places. We talked, we exchanged. I gave him my card. We exchanged cards. Um, he told me what he did and what he does, and in return, I told him about what I do. We were able to learn something from each other. And when I told him I was a comedian, he took a double look, like, "Excuse me, you don't look for an excuse me. Exactly what does a comedian look like? Can you tell me that?" But anyway, so the second person I met was a young man who left that secure position with Ford to join a startup venture building flying boats. I'm like, what the hell? But again, what I learned from him was his curiosity and his sense of adventure was something to be admired. He stepped out on faith to join something that hell or high water, either hell or high water. It may go well, it might not, but he's willing to take that chance. And that's what I admired. That to me again was inspirational. It showed courage. It showed self-determination and a few other words that I probably can't even come up with right now, but it's just being able to take that leap of faith encouraged me in my life to continue to take the leaps that I'm going to take going forward. Oh yeah, I'm not through jumping. I'm not through taking these leaps. I take a leap every time I get out here to do this show. I take a leap to see if anybody's going to watch it. Or am I just talking into the void? But you guys show up and you make it worth it. The third person I got to spend some time with was a gentleman who went from being a porter. If you don't know what the porter is at a dealership, he's the person who washes your car and some other smaller tasks that are needed around the dealership. But they're one of the most important people at the dealership also, so don't get it twisted, all right? But he went from being a porter to a service manager. He'd been with this dealership from 20 years and watched it grow from one dealership to multiples. I think it's 6, 7 of them. And now he's the service manager over 5 service departments at that dealership. Five service departments. What I learned from him was the ability to stay connected, to stay the course, learn everything that he could about the business, doing what it took for him to get to where he was now. And last but not least, keeping his family in front of him as his motivation, as his inspiration, as his reason why he's doing what he's doing. Yeah. Had he not did that, the previous things I talked about, he'd not be in the position that he's in now. All of these things touch me, man. They touch me deeply and show me that You can make it. You can make a way out of no way if you stay the course. Now, the chances of me encountering these gentlemen again are slim, all except for one. I see them every Sunday, almost every Sunday when I get my lazy ass up and watch the show. But the chances of me encountering those other two gentlemen are slim. But I've learned something from them, and what I took from them is a gift that they've given me that they didn't even know they gave me. And I will be able to cherish it for the rest of my life and share it with others. Yeah, I tend to draw inspiration from people who don't let challenges get in their way. I draw inspiration from people who have physical challenges. I love to see them go about their lives in a way that the only person that is challenged is the person that's looking at them and think that they're having a challenge. They don't let what's happening in their life stop them from enjoying their lives. I think this is admirable. It should serve as an inspiration to everyone. The mental toughness this displays to me is beyond measure. It shows me that the only thing in this world that's keeping you down is you. The only thing that keeps you from doing what you want to do in this life is you. It's right here. It's in there. Well, your head's probably not as large as mine, but it's in there. It is. And I see this every time I see somebody with a physical or mental challenge and they're going about their lives being productive, doing wonderful things. So, this is the reason why I call this episode Reasons and Seasons. Because we often go through our lives meeting people, spending time with them, exchanging ideas and thoughts and beliefs, and we never know what the other person is taking from that encounter, from your encounter, personally, from watching your encounter. You just never know. Our encounters may be once in a lifetime, or they may be relationships that have begun and will continue for many years to come. But we get something from everyone. There's a lady watching this show right now that has known me since I was in diapers. Yeah, she's been knowing me longer than my baby sister. So every time that she gets on and she watches, yeah, I feel good here. That's another story. That's another show. But it encourages me. It does. So that's something that we get from them. Maybe sometimes we get something from people that sometimes may be negative, but most of the time it's positive. Even the ones that we have a negative encounter with, we learn something from them, and it allows us to take that forward with us to recognize warning signs and obstacles that we should avoid going down the road. We should never take our encounters with another one for granted because it's a gift. The gift of knowledge, understanding, and inspiration are gifts that exist with us for the rest of our lives. It allows us to go back and draw from other people's experiences, their trials and their tribulations to help us to be better, to help us to guide people moving forward. It helps us to just be, if we paid closer attention, we'd all be better together because everything is for a reason and for a season. And there's something to learn from it. You guys have heard me talk about my comedian friend that has a disease that causes him to use a wheelchair and crutches, right? I admire him so much for his courage and for his ability to do anything and everything he wants to do. Hmm. He finds a way. There's a gentleman I know that he's a professional driver. He's a chauffeur, been there for over 30 years. He is one of the best people you would ever want to meet. If you saw him, he is dressed like $1 million every time I see him. Just the nicest, kindest guy. I mean, and he has had such an influence on me in so many ways, more ways than I can even imagine. I even try to dress like him. I try to dress professionally like he do. And I think, Mr. Clyde, I know you'll probably never see this broadcast, but I thank you, sir. Yeah. So my challenge to you is to think about those people, whether they're still here or have gone on. Maybe, they may have gone on, but and if they have, God bless their soul. But if they're still here, man, let them know that they have made a difference in your life. And that the season and that reason that they were in your life was indeed important in some way, form, or fashion. That they meant something to you, that you changed, that they helped change your life or improve your life, or helped you to get through something that you were going through, or helped you to accomplish something that you needed to accomplish. Let them know. Ain't nothing wrong with letting somebody know, hey, you know what? You really helped me out. You really taught me something. You really showed me something. And what the young folks like to say, yeah, you showed me love. Yeah, you know, like I said. Now, if that person has gone on, God bless their soul. Maybe just think about them and smile. Think about what they taught you and how they affected your life, and just smile and think about it. Allow their spirit to just appreciate that. While you reflect on what you got from them, their reason and their season in your life. There are many people whom I really feel like I need to thank, because if it wasn't for their belief in me in the time that they shared with me, I would not be where I'm at in my life today. And I can honestly admit that. Some are still in my life and some have gone on. And there are some that are still around, but we don't have any interactions for whatever reasons. But I've learned from them. Their courage, inspiration, their ability to step out on faith was not wasted on me. The way that they love and live and taught me some things that I use in my life to this day. So I will close with this. We never know what the reason a person is in our lives. We don't know what that person is doing in our lives. They may be there to rob us. But if they rob us and you got insurance, guess what? You get new stuff. Yeah. But no, we don't know why people are in our lives. They're there for a reason in the season. We never really know why we are in a place that we are, that we visit places that we've never been to before. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Yet there is something to learn and to take away, to take with you from every person, from every situation, from every place that you go. The reason and the season is unknown, but what we do get is valuable and should be appreciated now and always. So, yeah, that's the message, y'all. Let me look over here in my comments to see if I missed anything. I do thank everybody for all y'all that popped in to see me tonight, man. I appreciate it. I do. I love it when y'all stop by and hang out with me for a little bit. Don't forget to hit like or love, okay? I appreciate that, because the show doesn't grow if y'all don't tell nobody. So don't keep it to yourself, okay? Just share it a little bit. I'd appreciate that. And looking over here, see, some of y'all show up over here, some of y'all show up over there. So I got to look between the places and see who showed up where. So make sure you hit like or love. Thank y'all. Hey, Robert, man, thanks for stopping in. He said, it's not easy for sure. Yeah, faith is the key. You're absolutely right, brother. Got to have some faith. You got to have some faith. Coley says, good people draw other good people to them. Yes, they do. Hey, Miss Kimberly, good to see you. Thank you for coming out and supporting this weekend. As I told jokes, you probably heard my set, I don't know how many times, but you still laugh, and I appreciate that. So, guys, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Because let me see, I went through all the comments. Yes, I did. I said hi to everybody. Cool. So I'm gonna close with what I normally close with. One, hit like a love. Let me know you just stopped by. Share it, and please share it again. I do take suggestions for show ideas, so inbox me either on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. It'd be great. Yes, I do take show ideas, so please do that for me. 'Cause I can't keep coming up with this stuff. And as I come down from here, I'll say what I always say. I love you. God loves you. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Yeah, take care of you. Love them kids. Respect our vets. I'm Vernon Longhorn Davis. This has been Messages in the Madness. God bless y'all. $2.